You know, Will, there's nothing quite like the satisfaction of a hard day's work.
Well, Rad, I think I've got the game just for you. It's time for Good Job. Good Job is a puzzle game out on the Switch that has you completing small tasks while battling troublesome physics.
Combine that with highly breakable objects and all of a sudden you've got a game full of silly antics. You need to make your way up 9 levels of an office building, each with 3 to 4 rooms that have a different job that needs doing. But what starts off sounding like a simple task, such as hanging up some paintings, can easily turn into a disaster zone of broken, well, everything.
It's easy to feel like the world is working against you. And once you've finished a level, it zooms out to show just how much destruction you caused. I'm sorry, poor worker people.
While they say good job, I'm not sure they actually mean it. While this is a puzzle game, most of the challenge comes from grappling with the physics, although there are some good puzzle moments. I felt the game was at its best when it was having you use angles to your advantage. But I also really liked levels where you had to clean up, or this one, where you're rolling a giant goo cube around. There's lots of different tasks and themed levels, making it refreshing and interesting, though I definitely liked some better than others.
Oh yeah, the robot ones were the best. Painting lines to lead the little bots where they needed to go was so much fun. But there were way too many deliver the package levels for me. Collecting and moving stuff just wasn't fun because of how difficult it all is, and I didn't feel any satisfaction once I was done. Plus, there were just so many packages. I must say I wasn't the most careful postman. In fact, the game is quite ironically named because you don't actually need to do a good job, you just have to complete your set task.
Yeah, but job is a much less interesting game name.
Okay job.
Done job. Congratulations, you finished it job. The idea is that you can carefully move things around to reach your goal, or take a slightly more ham-fisted approach.
Rad, I'm just not much of a fan of getting ham on my fists, so I like to slowly work my way through the levels instead, though some levels really made that difficult.
Yeah, although they say you can play it carefully or with reckless abandon, it really feels like the game's intention is for you to destroy. Demolishing walls is much faster than going around, and you're likely to break things even if you're careful. Sometimes they straight up give you a wrecking ball. Plus, the penalty isn't very high for ruining everything.
You do get rated on how well you did, with your time, how much you destroyed, and how much those items were worth being taken into account. But again, it doesn't really matter. The point is to just have fun.
And it's a whole lot more fun when you play with a buddy. The game has 2-player split screen, and having that second person on hand makes the job faster and more efficient.
Or if you're playing with Rad, it makes the job much more destructive.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm helping. Just break the wall.
I wouldn't do that.
Out of my way.
Thankfully, even with all that, you can generally still get the job done, and the whole experience is so much more fun in multiplayer.
Yeah, in fact, I think it's the only way to play. When solo, I found it very tedious and more frustrating than fun. But having a friend made for some good laughs.
I agree, though as charming as it is, I don't much crave that multiplayer experience, so it left me feeling pretty underwhelmed. Plus, the game would sometimes get quite janky, lose frames, and just flat out leave you stuck. So I'm giving Good Job 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Well, I love the art style, and I think it's a whole lot of fun if you have a player too. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens. Good job.
Good job.